good food, great people, happy memories. This is the best way to encapsulate Kaohsiung, the endearing southern Taiwanese city, its awesome foodie scene, and its friendly people. It's time to say Liouhe and let's get chomping like a hungry hippo.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
G'day guys, and welcome to the city of Kaohsiung. This is a rather large city south of Taiwan, and I'll be here for a couple of days, and of course I'm going to explore the food scene, what's around here for me to satisfy my tummy. So come along with me because I'll be here for about a day and a half. So let's see what I can get up to. Let's do this.
Everybody just do your thing.
If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan. Born and bred in Singapore, I now call Australia home, and I create heaps of travel and food-related content. This trip sees me set foot in 8 cities covering 4 countries over the course of 2.5 weeks. Therefore, this travel series will include heaps of flight reviews, train journeys, and destination vlogs for your viewing pleasure. These videos will be linked in the description below in chronological order as and when they're published. If you'd like to make a direct impact into the growth of my channel, give me a like, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and share this video with a friend. Your support will go a long way, so here's a heartfelt thanks from down under. The original name of Kaohsiung was called Takao. It's thought to be an Aboriginal language which means bamboo forest. Although the literal surface meaning reads beat the dog when read in Mandarin. When Taiwan was colonized by Japan, Takao, written in Japanese kanji, was this. Even after colonization post-1945, these characters remained, and when pronounced in Mandarin, these Japanese kanji characters read Kaohsiung, which now has a very different literal meaning, which reads tall hero. Today, it is a city of 2.7 million people, and it hosts the country's busiest harbor, where 67% of Taiwan's import and export containers pass through here. The hotel of choice for this stay was Guide Hotel, which is just a couple of minutes walk from the train station. It's an okay hotel, although I would not rave over it. I paid just over 80 Aussie dollars per night, and it was the only hotel available on the Qantas app for Kaohsiung, which gave me 9 bonus Qantas points for every dollar spent. The room decor is best described as eccentric, and the colors very jarring. I think this room is best enjoyed with the lights turned off in the dark. If it wasn't for the bonus frequent flyer points, this would not be my first choice. At least the staff were very hospitable though. I had arrived from Taipei earlier today on the bullet train, so I highly recommend you check that video out. By the time I got settled, it was time to head out for dinner. The great thing about that hotel is its location, because it is within walking distance to a lot of eating places. I had my sights set on this location called 小饭骨自助餐. It's one of the more affordable dining options whenever you're in Taiwan. It's incredibly popular with the locals because these eateries feature an incredible array of dishes which are normally found in home kitchens. It caters to all sorts of dietary requirements, so whether you're a vegetarian, keto, or just a pure glutton like me, there's something for everyone. You grab a plate, pile it with whatever dishes you fancy, then head to the cashier for payment. People who eat here normally complete the purchase with a serve of rice, which I declined, much to the amusement of the auntie collecting my cash. "Did you say you didn't want rice?" she asked again. "Yes," I replied, "no rice." If you grew up in an Asian household like me, not having rice with your accompanying dishes is almost sacrilegious. Curious, audible whispers erupted among the staff. "Oh my god, he's not having rice, no rice, I cannot believe it, where's his rice?" I just announced to the cashier, 我减肥啊, to a round of awkward laughter. So this is my first dinner in Kaohsiung. Lightly pan-fried bean curd, grilled mackerel, steamed eggs sitting on a bed of delicious minced pork, stewed pork trotters, and 5-spice mushrooms. A lot of Taiwanese cuisine has overlaps with cooking styles from the Hokkien province in southern China, where my grandfather comes from. So these dishes here are simply nostalgic. A walk down memory lane. A taste of my childhood growing up in Singapore. FYI, this no-rice dinner had cost me 120 new Taiwan dollars, just under 6 Aussie. It would normally cost a lot less because an ordinary diner would have it with rice, 1 meat and 2 veg. But here I am, stuffing my face because I don't know when is the next time I'll pop by such a nostalgic eatery again.
Well, that was my first meal done in Kaohsiung. Yeah, that self-service style of eating, it's not something that I am, it's nothing surprising to me because there are different versions of it in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, places where I spent my childhood. And I suppose this is the Taiwanese version right here in Kaohsiung. Yeah, it's a pretty nice place to get a cheap meal at the end of your work day. Yeah, so I had a sampling of everything, but of course the main highlight tonight is I'm actually walking towards the night market, so that was just a snack. And we're heading to the night market right now. And we're here. So every day, just before 5 p.m, they would start to block off the road behind me. And as soon as 5 p.m. comes about, this officially becomes Liouhe 夜市, which is a Liouhe night market. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, this is just absolutely down my alley. So I'm just gonna head in there and let's go explore what this night market is all about.
Night markets have existed throughout Chinese history, dating back several ruling dynasties. The night markets of Taiwan were born out of necessity after World War II and the fallout of the turmoil in mainland China. That turmoil resulted in a massive movement of migrants from there into Taiwan. As the island began its industrial revolution, markets like these were formed to cater to migrant workers, offering inexpensive little meals known as 小吃. Over time, despite the prosperity of today's Taiwan, the night markets have survived, and their popularity has even soared as tourists like me visit, seeking to get a piece of the Taiwanese experience.
嗨，你好，蚝煎，给我一个小份的，可以吗？多少？对，一个人吃，多少钱？好的。在这里吃，对。好好好。
When you think of 小吃 items, the list is pretty much endless. So I started with the oyster omelette. This dish originates from southern China, and it's found in various forms all around this region and many parts of Southeast Asia, with each country boasting their unique spin on this. However, all versions use a couple of common ingredients which include oysters, of course, eggs, and curiously, potato starch. The Taiwanese version has a sweet chili gravy poured on top of it. With the starch mixed into this omelette, it results in this gooey, springy texture, which has a crispy edge from all that pan frying, giving it a very appetizing feel. And I'll never say no to oysters, yummo to the max. The omelette was 80, and the sugarcane drink was 40, giving us a total of 120 new Taiwan dollars for this. I'm pacing myself here because I wasn't done. This next dish definitely has a rich history behind it. This noodle dish has its origins set around 1895 during the Qing dynasty. During typhoon season, when fishing out at sea is too dangerous, these slack periods when no fishing activity happens are known as xiugui, or small months. And to pass the duration is known as dou xiugui. These noodles were served during the lull periods as a means to earn some money for the fishermen, and it started with one fella carrying this entire sales operations from a shoulder pole known as da. And hence, it gave birth to the dou xiugui da army. The clear broth is made from intense roasted prawn heads, so you can just imagine the underlying taste profile of this inviting little bowl. The sweet crustacean aftertaste is undeniable. There are also other aromatics added like fish sauce, star anise, and cinnamon to further enhance the overall savory profile. Accompanying condiments include minced pork and prawns. You can also add black vinegar and coriander afterwards, but I prefer to have it in its original form. You cannot help but to make sure you slurp every last drop of this delicious broth. Serving sizes are normally tiny because this is considered a snack. And at 40 new Taiwan dollars, it's considered at the pricier end of what a 小吃 normally costs.
Good morning, guys. It is a brand new day here in Kaohsiung. Last night when I was walking around, when I arrived, I saw this cafe and the signboard specifically said breakfast. So this is the reason why I did not choose my hotel room with a breakfast option because, you're in Taiwan and I want to see how the food is outside the hotel because I believe that it is going to be a lot more interesting than what the hotel will offer as far as breakfast is concerned. So let's go check this place out. There, I found it. This is a breakfast place you see behind me. Everything is written in Chinese. I can read simplified Chinese, but I cannot read traditional Chinese. So I can understand perhaps 60% of the menu, but the owner was kind enough to explain to me what the items are, and she's recommended a few things that I could try. And yeah, let's go have a typical Taiwanese breakfast.
Blink and you'd miss it. A lot of these hole-in-the-wall eateries have their opening times tailored according to the time of day. This is Yes 早午餐美术店. 早午餐 means brunch, which gives you an indication of their operating hours. Milk tea. There must always be milk tea. And my first brekkie began with a Japanese-style pork loin burger with an egg. Special mention to the patty because this isn't your instant crab. The owner has taken the trouble to shape an actual pork loin to fit into the burger bun. Seasoning was spot on, and together with the teriyaki sauce, this made for one mouth-watering burger to begin the morning. Next course was a radish cake. I know this sounds a little weird for someone with a Western palate. It's shredded radish, which has been mixed with starch, heavily seasoned with salt and white pepper, flavored with dried shrimps and Chinese sausage. It is then steamed into a cake and pan-fried afterwards to create a thin layer of crispy crust. This was definitely an awesome way to start the morning, and I was all ready to take on other culinary activities the day had in store for me. A walk by the Love River is definitely a must-do. It was known as Dagao River, as this was the original name of Kaohsiung. In the 1940s, people started calling it Love River after a pair of lovers killed themselves by jumping into the murky waters. As Kaohsiung became modernized, boat cruises started operating, and one of the companies here had a prominent signboard which read Love River Cruises. A portion of that signboard blew off during a typhoon, leaving behind the characters Love River. And that was why in 1972, this officially became 爱河 or Love River. Today, the river is lined with beautiful paths, and it opens up into Kaohsiung Harbor and some seriously modern-looking waterside promenades closer to the city center. Unsurprisingly, the river plays host to a lot of events and festivals throughout the year. All this walking has made me hungry, and it's now time for lunch. For this, I take a little ride away from the city towards the airport, because there is a cafe I've always wanted to visit. Anywhere in the world, if there is an outdoor cafe next to a busy runway at airports, I am there. Welcome to 老爸休闲农场. Roughly translated, it means Daddy's Leisure Farm. Suppose it is a great place to chill, as the laid-back atmosphere makes you instantly exhale in relaxation. A quick peek into the menu, I was a tad disappointed that the food items consisted mainly of pizzas and finger food. Perhaps it was the time of day, I wasn't too sure. So I zoned into the most local food item I could find, which was some kind of grilled beef. I think that was what the menu said. Remember, I cannot read traditional Chinese, so I just picked the most expensive item on the menu because the only character I recognized from there was Liouhe. The grilled beef turned out to be very decent, but at 250 New Taiwan dollars, the serve was really minuscule. Don't get me wrong, this grill tasted awesome. The accompanying garlic went well with the tender pieces of beef, but it's clear that this cafe was priced as such because of its location. Once you get over the ridiculous prices of the food items, it was rather cool listening to the aircraft coming and going from just beyond the fence. So would I come back here again? Look, it's something you do once and that's it. The Taiwanese convenience store is something of a phenomenon which is unlike anywhere outside of this region. There is an estimated number of just under 14,000 stores, and for a population of just under 25 million, that's one store for every 1,700 residents. These stores are opened 24/7, filled with ATMs, the ability to pay bills, and the food. Oh my god, the food! Besides the usual sandwiches and basic confectionery items, there are full-on refrigerated meals for sale, and they are not expensive. So you can come in here any time of the day, microwave the hell out of whatever food items you'd like for not a lot of money. Today we're in Family Mart, and they have these fish cakes on a stick swimming in a spicy broth, which I was so eager to get my hands on. Once you've selected your meal, there are sit-down areas where you can settle down and relax. So despite the takeaway nature of these food items, you do not have to walk outside. Together with a drink, this entire snack was 98 New Taiwan dollars, which is just under 5 Aussie. Definitely a cheap way to take care of a hunger pang quickly. This fish cake in a broth is also found in various forms in Japan, South Korea, and parts of China. And the broth is usually very fishy in nature, so it's very comforting, especially in winter when it's chilly outside. As I am chomping down my mid-afternoon snack, there's only one thing on my mind. What am I going to do for dinner?
Well guys, what do you know? It is time for dinner again, and I've come back to Liouhe night market because, you know, yesterday when I came to this market, I could only stomach 2 dinners. And you know, I want to eat everything when I'm in there. So tonight I'm gonna see what other foods can I try right here at this night market. So come along with me.
Walk through a decent Chinatown at any Aussie capital city, chances are you've come across franchises selling Taiwanese fried chicken. Tonight, I'm in Ground Zero because this is where all those sinful fried chicken originated from. You can have it in its original form or choose an array of different spices to be scattered on them before it comes to you. And boba tea. How can you come to Taiwan and not have boba tea? My soft spot for milk tea is legendary, so I chose that to go with those little nuggets of tapioca pearls. Man, I cannot wait to dig in. The feeling is indescribable when you're consuming a food item in its country of origin. 珍珠奶茶 or boba tea. Boba referring to those chewy tapioca balls originated in Taiwan in the early 80s. It started appearing in Los Angeles in the early 90s because of the large Taiwanese community there. And it started appearing in parts of Asia with significant Chinese communities. It mainly consists of two types of tea, milk or without. And of course, the sweet, addictive little balls of delight. It will put a smile on your face. Taiwanese fried chicken is some of the most commonly found street snacks. I've chosen to have the spice mix of chili powder, white pepper, and salt for added flavor. I could eat this all day long because of the bite-sized nature. This is without a doubt one of my favorite go-to food items in Taiwan. For my final dinner tonight, I looked towards something hearty. A great way to end the day? This was a serve of aromatic crab congee. It's extremely comforting, a one-pot wonder of stodgy heaven. Of course, most importantly, the sweet crustacean flavors of the crab have been extracted and mixed into the congee. So every spoon is an explosion of flavor of the sea in your mouth. For 350 new Taiwan dollars, I really did not wish for this experience to end. At the end of it all, you get to pick the crab apart, sucking out all that sweet, tasty, fleshy bits. Very satisfying. And this was my stay in Kaohsiung. Prior to this, I've been to Taipei several times, and I've never ventured outside that city. This trip allowed me to experience the laid-back nature of this southern port city. Their hospitality is almost innocently childlike, as stall owners warmly welcomed me into their respective eateries and were extremely patient with this curious visitor who spoke Mandarin but could not read traditional Chinese. Smiles were generous, and their thankful humility is almost too endearing. However, there are some things to take note of. As modern and developed as Kaohsiung is, cash is still king. Throughout my stay, even full-blown cafes only accepted cash. The only location in this video where I used my card was at the Family Mart. So make sure you have some notes in your pocket. I reluctantly draw this video to a close as we join Live Ryan at the night market to conclude.
Physically cannot eat anymore, so I gotta call it quits at the market. So tonight is my last night in Kaohsiung, and tomorrow I'm heading for Taipei. So that is another whole couple of days of full-on eating again. Yeah, so I'll call it a night right here at the night market here in Kaohsiung, Liouhe night market. And I've chucked details of my Instagram on your screen right now. So hit me up there and chuck me a follow so you can come along with me on my travels in real time. And of course, more importantly, do not forget to hit the subscribe and the bell notification icon, and I will see you for the next episode of this exciting travel series of mine. Ciao!